friends! I've decided that I am going to shoot and post a series of videos called Research Highlights, and this is because I'm about to finish my PhD. I publish academic papers regularly, but I realized that I've never actually told you much about what my PhD is on. And I just mentioned my research, apart from sometimes the shadow ban, in a throwaway comment. So I just thought that needed to change a little bit. And I'm gonna film them from my bed because why the fuck not? And also because I realized my living room / kitchen is my pole dance room, so I guess you could call this my thinking room. And this is where I'm gonna be filming my videos from. Today's topic is, ta-da, conspiracy theories. Fun times. I've decided to start with conspiracy theories for my series because they are increasingly prominent at the moment. You can see them on TV being talked about in the news. You can read about them online in the papers, and maybe even someone from your friends or family group believes in them. So I thought it'd be good to kind of give a quick background to conspiracy theories, talk about where they come from, who believes in them, why are they so big now, and how can we fight them, and why we need to fight them. This will actually be really helpful for my viva, which is the bit where I have to discuss and defend my thesis and all the crazy theories I've come up with. So if you're watching this, thank you. You're helping me prepare for the end of my PhD, which is hopefully nigh. So let's talk about the where. So where do conspiracy theories come from? I think it's important to say that they've always existed. It might be weird to just see them all pop up now, but they've always been there. So if you think about the witch hunts, those came from a conspiracy theories, or fear about demons, and all those conspiracy theories related to the occult. They were always there, particularly during periods of uncertainty where the public did not trust the authorities to help them, or when things were going increasingly bad. Hello, COVID, reminds you of something. So pretty much we are facing a very similar situation now where we're seeing all governments kind of grapple with the aftermath or the continuing pandemic, and we are losing trust in them for a variety of reasons. So this is not new. We're just following a process that has always been there, and that is kind of human nature and human behavior. I think it's also interesting to look at the 20th century when it comes to conspiracy theories, because particularly then there was a major shift in the conspiracy theories that people believed. So while before they were about the occult, then suddenly they became about power. And they were really shaped by American entertainment as well. So if you think about all the things that happened in America in the 20th century, so for instance Kennedy's death, or the talk around UFOs and Roswell, and then all the surrounding conspiracy cinema in America, the way we know and consume conspiracy theories now has been majorly influenced by that. And it's interesting that particularly within this American framework, people's belief in conspiracy theories is now linked to power and to what the powerful are trying to hide from us. And this is not unreasonable if you think about all the scandals and major examples of wrongdoing involving the powerful. If you look at the Watergate scandal, phone hacking scandal, it's all about the crimes of the powerful now. And I mean, with like a government here wanting to break international law, or members of the government actively breaking the rules about COVID that they themselves are making, people are not to blame for believing even, outlandish theories about what the powerful are trying to hide from us. Which brings me to the next section. Why now? Why are conspiracy theories so popular now? Well, I've talked about the historic bit of why, you know, conspiracy belief is growing, why conspiracy belief has changed. But the internet has obviously been majorly instrumental to the spreading of conspiracy theories as we know them now. The internet has pretty much given everybody that is angry for whatever reason or suspicious for any other reason a platform to communize around those shared feelings. It's almost unfiltered, and we have to go back to 2016 here because in 2016, Facebook's algorithm changed massively. So while before, the first thing you saw were articles and posts from accredited news sources, so the New York Times or the Guardian, blah, 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 Facebook decided to prioritize the posts coming from your friends and family. Meaning that, according to them, it would give you more of an authentic experience and they were more of what you wanted to see. Which is all well and good, but then that actually gave space to a lot of less legitimate websites with less, you know, evidence-based stories to kind of come to the forefront of our feeds. And that meant that maybe our friends and family were sharing them, and suddenly all these articles kind of spreading hate and asking, you know, raising doubts about legitimate policies or legitimate stories, they started being part of our everyday life. So there was an explosion in conspiracy theories because of the internet. So the theories that before maybe you would have just read about in some, you know, obscure magazine or you would have discussed at the pub were now everywhere. And there's a huge lack of this digital literacy, particularly in people that maybe did not grow up with social media. So for instance, they see a notification from a page, and because it comes from a Facebook page, they're automatically like, oh, that story is true. Well, obviously it isn't. And sadly, these conspiracy theories that are particularly being spread online, they're not just like a hobby. They come with an agenda. So it's either, you know, earning money from clicks on that website, or actually increasing divisions and playing on people's already existing tensions to then further some political agenda. So for instance, you know, a particularly extreme party wanting to kick all the immigrants out. So this is why conspiracy theories at the moment are particularly scary. So this brings me to the next point. Who believes in conspiracy theories? Well, everybody can believe in conspiracy theories. They are a rabbit hole. As soon as they touch any kind of element of tension that is already within you, you are vulnerable to believing in conspiracy theories, which is why my approach to studying conspiracy theories isn't psychological, or rather psychopathological. It's not like saying, oh, you believe in conspiracy theories, therefore you have a mental health condition. No, it's not like that. It's something of a crowd malaise, and people that believe in conspiracy theories don't necessarily have a condition that makes them believe in conspiracy theories. It's just that those theories at the moment have kind of a pull when it comes to that person's inner tensions and beliefs and maybe life situation. So what can we do about them then? Is the world completely screwed? Well, I hope not. I would like to think that the world isn't completely screwed. And when I teach at university, actually, my students give me a lot of hope, because if you give them an exercise showing them, I don't know, like a website that had a doctored picture, or maybe I don't know, like a news story that was fake, something like that, they'd be like, I don't even believe in that. It's obviously fake. I mean, have you seen the name of the page, or have you seen the picture clearly that's been photoshopped, or, you know, where does this data come from? So this is because these students who are like in their early 20s, they are digital natives. They do know how to change a picture. They do know how to get evidence, how to get data. And even if my supervisors for my PhD will get really mad at me for saying this, actually, I think when it comes to conspiracy belief, sometimes older people who are not as familiar with social media can be more in danger of believing them, because they don't have the tools to kind of go back and do a bit of detective work on that story. They don't know how to fact check, and fact checking is increasingly important at the moment. And this is important because conspiracy theories are not helping anyone. They are just eroding the truth, pretty much. And the issue with conspiracy theories is that the more the more theories you believe, it just becomes a rabbit hole. You can believe one, and then it's a lot of theories, and then you don't think there's any truth anymore. And even if it's a paradox, that truth that you're trying to find is never within reach. It's always there, but you don't get to it because the powerful are hiding it from you. So essentially, if you start believing in a lot of conspiracy theories, you may just be setting yourself up for failure, which is why I think if someone in your family believes in conspiracy theories, or someone you really love, it's kind of, if you see that it's affecting them, it's very helpful to just say, how is this helping you? How is this making you feel? And then it's also very important to kind of get them to look at the stories that they're reading and put the conspiracy back to them and be like, who wants you to read these stories? Who is writing these stories? Why do you think they are doing that? Whose interests are they making? And in turn, whose interests are you making by believing in those stories? Well, that was my pop sociology video for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'm probably gonna shoot more, maybe about online abuse or about other kind of online topics that I'm studying and researching on at the moment. Okay, bye.